Welcome back to our fourth session, Clearing the Cabinets. Today we're going to talk about how to know which foods nourish you and which foods don't. We'll start with some basics, but we'll really get into how does your body feel and how do you know. So let's start, as always, with our breathing. Find your comfortable position in a chair, on the bed, on the floor. And close your eyes and rest your hands in your lap or on your knees. And take a nice deep breath in. And exhale it out. Another in through the nose. And out through the nose. One more in. And out. When you're ready, open your eyes. And so I want to take you further into the connection with your body and how you can learn to trust your own inner wisdom when it comes to what to eat, how much to eat, and when to eat. We've talked about checking in with our hunger, and that's a really great tool to use when you want to know when to start eating and what and how much to eat when you start. It's also really important to know how you feel while you're eating and after you're eating. And this gives us more information on how much and when to eat, in addition to how hungry you are. It also lets us know what foods feel good in our bodies and which don't. There's some basic things most people need to feel well and to function well. And I'll go over that now. Things you might already know, but we'll just summarize so that we're all on the same page. So the human body needs energy. That's how we function. It needs a basic level of energy every day to walk, talk, breathe, all the staying alive stuff. And then we need a little bit more when we're active, either physically or really mentally active. In addition to energy, we need a lot of other nutrients like carbohydrates and protein and fat, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals. And phytochemicals is just a fancy word for things like antioxidants and other plant compounds that are active in the body that researchers are still learning about. So we all need these things every day. And we generally need the same proportions, but everybody's a little different. It's really easy to get sucked into the next new diet trend or the next new way of eating. But I want you to really know that what works for one person doesn't work for everybody. And it's actually very different from person to person all around. And so what this session is about is getting to know what you need. Not what that celebrity needs, not what I need, but what works in your body. We're also different because we have different cultural influences on eating, different family traditions, different financial resources. So that's another important thing to remember when you're choosing what to eat is what works for you in all these other areas too. So we've learned the hunger check-in and we've learned some mindful eating. Now I want to teach you a fullness check-in. And this will be similar to the hunger, but it'll be while you're eating or after. What you'll need for this exercise is a large glass of water or 2 cups of water. All right, so let's grab our water and come to your sitting position with your feet on the ground. And we're going to go through a fullness meditation. Start by closing your eyes and place your hands on your stomach. Sit nice and tall, relax your shoulders, And take a deep breath in through your nose. And breathe out. Another breath in. Exhale. One more. And bring your attention to your stomach. Notice any sensations you're feeling. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely full, 1 being not full at all, what is your level of fullness right now in this moment? It doesn't matter when you ate or what you've eaten. Listen to what your body's telling you. Ten being the fullest, and 1 being not full at all. Now that you have your number, how do you know? Is there a sensation that you're feeling or not feeling? Bring your attention back to your breath. Open your eyes and pick up your glass of water. I want you to just drink half of your water. And now close your eyes again. Place your hands back on your stomach. And notice if anything's changed. Has your number changed? How do you know? Now opening your eyes again, I want you to finish the glass of water. And when you're done, close your eyes and we'll check back in. Notice any expansion. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely full and 1 being not full at all, what is your number? And how do you know? Bring your attention back to your breath. Feeling the air in through your nostrils, into your belly. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And take a moment and pause the video and write down what you experienced. Was that hard? Was it easy? Did you feel anything at all? There's no right or wrong answers. Just write down details about what that was like. This is a practice you can do during eating or after, just to get to know your fullness levels. Just as it's important to know when to start eating and how much, it's also important to know when to stop. Sometimes we underconsume or overconsume because of the stories we tell ourselves, but when you really learn to listen to what your body's telling you, those stories go away and they don't matter anymore, and you're able to really nourish yourself. It's also important to know what foods feel good to you in some quantities. There's lots of healthy foods out there, but sometimes eating too much of it might not make you feel good. And this exercise is a tool you can use to understand that. It's often really difficult to know the numbers in between 1 and 10. So pay attention to those numbers as you're doing this practice this week, because that's where the good stuff is. That is where you find your comfort level with eating. It's okay to eat to a level of 10 sometimes, but if you notice that you feel really unwell when you eat to that level, then you have a choice to stop eating before then. But you have to know what it feels like in your body first. So now I want you to think about how some foods might make you feel. Regardless of fullness, think about how you feel after eating a really large salad, or after eating ice cream, or an apple, or some candy. Pay attention to what these foods feel like in your body, because they're all active and they all can make you feel different ways. There's no right or wrong answers. It's really dependent upon how you feel. To give you an example of an odd way that food makes me feel, and one that seems maybe unusual, is that I love walnuts, but if I eat too many of them, I do not feel good at all. I also love to have a Pop-Tart in the afternoon sometimes, and I feel great after that. It really just depends on what you're in the mood for, how hungry you are, and what types of foods feel best in your body. Food is not simple. Eating is not simple. I know it's a lot to think about, but the more you practice using these tools, you'll really start to understand your body better and you'll be able to make better choices for yourself. To sum up what we've learned so far on how to become an expert, use your hunger check-in. Try to eat mindfully when you can, even if it's just a few bites. Use the fullness check-in as often as you can. Pay attention to how foods make you feel energetically, because that's really important. Make a list of your eating triggers and another list of things you can do instead that feel nourishing to you. Combining all these things together, practicing them, using them whenever you can, will set you on the path to becoming your own expert so that you don't have to listen to external rules. You can listen to your own, because those are the most important, and that will help you live a more wholehearted, authentic life and also have a much healthier relationship with food. The last and a very powerful step is to then clear your cabinets, clear your thoughts, clear your calendar. Really make it intentional to take what you've learned and move forward. Once you've figured out what foods feel good in your body and what foods don't, I want you to clean your cabinets, clean your fridge. You don't have to throw anything out. You can donate it, give it to a friend, give it to a neighbor, give it to the dog. Try not to throw it out, but get it out of your space. And then look around that space. Does it need cleaning? Maybe just wipe the counters down, wipe the shelves down, wipe your produce bins out. It sounds silly, but the act of cleaning can just help you start fresh. Throw out expired foods or foods that you just know you're not going to eat. If they've been sitting there for a long time, you're likely not going to eat them anytime soon. So get them out to make space for what you do want. Make a list of foods that feel good, go to the store, bring them home, and organize your cabinets. One way I like to organize my cabinets to make me feel that I have abundance and that I have foods readily available to me that I enjoy and feel good in my body is I save old jars from sauces, peanut butter, anything. I clean them out, clean off the labels when I can, and I store my dried beans and my nuts and my dried fruits. Anything that's little that can fit in a jar, you can put in there. And that way, when you open up your cabinets, you see what you have, you see how much you have, and you can make better choices. So now you have several tools to really get to know your own wisdom, listening to your body, and knowing what's right for you when it comes to eating. You don't have to listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to your friends, your neighbors about what diet to go on or what food you should be eating. You now have what you need to listen to yourself, to know what feels good, to know what doesn't feel good. And this can help you reach your goals and maintain a healthy body and a healthy relationship to eating. And once you're able to get on that path, it is liberating and it is joyful. It's not always easy, but practice makes progress, and you can always start again. Thank you so much for joining me and for listening and to listening to yourself. I really hope that you got something out of this content, and stay tuned. We have more coming up. We have more topics to explore. As you've learned, eating is not simple, and there's so much more we can get into and learn together. And I hope you'll join me again.